It is another episode of Candy Kisses TV, and I'm getting ready to run down the entire resume of my good friend here. We have comedian, speaker, media personality, actress, and entrepreneur on and off stage. She's been featured on the hit TV One show, Who's Got Jokes with Bill Bellamy of Bounce TV, and then also on Bounce TV's second season of Off the Chain, former co-host of TV One's nationally syndicated talk show Sister Circle, featured on the Kevin Hart LOL stage at the 2018 Montreal Comedy Festival, and that happens to be the largest and oldest comedy festival in the world. She's currently in two movies. One Crazy Christmas, a BET feature, which I just saw and she was excellent in, and
Thank
Sex
you.
Tupulets. You know what? I saw you in Sex Tupulets. I didn't realize that was you until I was like, maybe that's
Yeah.
Kiana. Okay, and she is also currently a new franchise owner of CPR Cell Phone Repair franchise. She's also the Bankhead Bounce and Stanky Leg champion of Ben Hill Day. So,
I'm the what? I'm like, I'm the who? You didn't think I knew that, did you? Hey, now.
Listen, no, that part was a joke, but all the other accolades is true.
Thank you.
Kiana Dancie.
Hey.
So, I always wanted to ask you something. Why do you, instead of just saying I'm Kiana Dancie, why do you put the D in front of it?
Because I'm the only one. It's rarely that you will find you'll find another Kiana, but you're not going to find another Dancie, another Kiana Dancie. I'm literally the only Kiana Dancie on the planet. Watch, as soon as I say that, somebody else is going to be, hold on. See, this is the problem. Somebody come get Kiko. So let me tell you something real quick. We'll address the name of my name after we talk about this dog. So my dog, hashtag not my dog. If you ever see me on Sister Circle Live, you do know that I have a dog that's not my dog. It's my brother's dog. He came home from college and here basically brought a baby. Okay. Well, about this dog. Well, we just got surgery on this leg, $5,000. What you're not gonna do is be walking around this house, on hardwood floors. With that,
I would have put some like a piece of wood wrapped around his leg, and he'd have been had to hobble because I ain't no way in the world I'm paying $5,000.
Girl, but I love that baby, so it is what it is. But so yes, the Kiana Dancie just specifies the fact that I am the only Kiana Dancie. I have a funny story about my last name. It's Dancie, and my grandfather used to tell us all the time that his name was misspelled when they let him out of the military. Now, my grandfather was one that used to tell a lot of stories, so we wasn't really sure if it was the truth or not. But turns out we did see his military papers and it was spelled Dancie. But he used to say it was spelled Dancy. Okay. And we used to say, well, Granddaddy, why you ain't go back and get your name fixed? He was like, man, the military let me out. I wasn't going to get no Y.
Okay.
Oh, okay. He said, it says Dancie, it's going to be Dancie. So there it is. So I am the Kiana Dancie.
Okay. Well, I'm going to get into this first question. All right. Did you ever have stage fright when you first started comedy? And if not, how do you maintain your confidence?
Well, every time you do anything new, there's always going to be some sort of stage fright or some sort of fear, or your nerves going to get the best of you. But I'll tell you, when I first started doing stand-up, I was not necessarily scared. I was definitely anxious. I had a lot to say. The story behind me doing stand-up started with the whole, you've heard the story before, of course, right. But my ex-boyfriend and I were together on and off for 10 years. And I would tell all my girlfriends about our stories, our breakups, our get back together, honey, how I burned the man clothes, how I threw his bike in the river, all these. Right. So what happened was,
tell me all that now.
Yes, my girlfriend was like, Kiana, you got to tell these stories on stage. They are hilarious. And I was like, ma'am, I'm not finna. So y'all want to laugh at my trouble? She was like, yes, because it's hilarious. So I was already, it wasn't anything when I went to stage, it wasn't anything I was saying that I didn't already know or was not my truth. So I had laughed at it a long time over and over again. So to me, it was quite entertaining. I don't think he thought so. But I wasn't necessarily scared. Let me tell you when I did get scared. I actually won a contest to open up for Cat Williams in Houston, Texas. And I beat all the vets. Like, when I say beat the vets, I beat some of the comedians who have been doing stand-up for a long, long time. And I've only been doing stand-up for maybe a couple months.
Right.
It was literally do a hot five. And although a hot five don't sound like to anything who don't have 5 minutes, that ain't nothing. Well, if you don't got no joke, that's a lot. Right. So, honey, let me tell you, I went up there and murdered it. So I won the contest, and it was literally, he gave us 7 minutes. Cat Williams gave us 7 minutes for $1,000. $1,000 for 7 minutes. Girl, you know I was going to get that money.
I know that's right. Quick.
But when I tell you, I stood in front of 11,000 people and I could not remember nothing. Not a thing. But I did my set. I did a set. It wasn't the set, but I did a set. And it was cute. I hurried up and got out of there real quick. And he didn't call me back, but he gave me my money.
Hello? Okay. Woo! The bottom line is you wanted the money. It would have to do with coin. Yeah. Look, I did my job. Give me my coins. Run them. Well, then my next question is, what was your first time on stage? Like how many minutes were you able to do before going into panic mode?
Oh, girl. So, my first time on stage, they only gave me 3 minutes because it was open mic. They don't want you up there if you don't know what you're doing. So I was up there talking. I was like, they didn't throw apples or oranges at me. You know what I mean? So I figured, well, I guess the people they gonna laugh. I'm gonna stay up here until they told me to get away. So they turned that light on, girl. It was time to go. So, I have done as little as 2 minutes for auditions.
Okay.
And as long as an hour and a half when I was on the road with Earthquake. When you're out with Earthquake, baby, you stay until he come. Period.
Oh, that's a lot of work.
Girl, when you get to describing the paint on the wall, look at this paint.
That's how I know it's a lot of work, because it's like, number one, you're dealing with people that's drinking in the audience.
Yeah.
So if you can't grab their attention like immediately, it's like, oh God, what am I going to do?
Yes. And it's tough, but it's one of those things where you learn. And I was out with Earthquake so long that eventually I just realized what he would do. He would have you out there to sweat, but he was stretching me in a way that I never thought that I would, one, benefit from, but two, that I could handle. And I flourished under that pressure.
That's good. That's really, that's a learning curve too.
Oh, girl, who?
If you get up there, you'll know what you're doing. You'll be like, all right, DJ, give me something.
Right. Happy birthday.
Right. Next thing you know, you be like, you tell a joke, next thing you know, throw that ass in the circle.
Yes. You got to do what you got to do.
And you got to make it work. All right. So now, if you could play the perfect movie role, what kind of role would it be?
Ooh, that's a great question, because I would love to be the leading lady. I don't know. These days, honey, I'm not kissing nobody. So if it had to be a leading lady in a love story, we ain't gonna do it. Cause honey, let me tell you something. You remember back in the day, you used to ask people, do you have AIDS? Do you have herpes? Do you have gonorrhea? You run that test. Oh, it's all good. It's party time. Now, do you have the Rona? I might be okay with you being HIV positive, because we got a pill for that. Rona, you get Rona, you dead in 2 weeks. You
do you got that air AIDS? That's all it is.
Right.
It's literally, man.
Literally, I'm like, I don't know. So to get really specifically to the answer to your question, I think that I would have loved to have done Girls Trip. I would love to do anything that highlights me as a spiritual woman, but also a funny female. You know what I mean? I would love to have a lead, but not have to always have. It doesn't have to be a leading position where I have to, be sexual, but just, show that there's other that I have range. Absolutely.
Okay. All right. Now, what is your writing process like when it comes to joke writing or just writing in general?
So, for me, I find my material on stage. Like for me, I'll kind of have an idea, a premise in my head, and I'm like, oh, that's funny. And then because I host a lot, I can throw it out. It don't have to necessarily be formulated. It doesn't have to be ready. I can just say whatever. And then once I throw it out when I'm hosting, when I come back, I'm like, oh, that worked. But I do oftentimes to write down a premise or jot down some kind of memory of something that happened to jog my memory later. But I don't really have a process. For me, it's mainly throw it out on stage. If it works, go home, work on it again, throw it out again based on what I worked on, come home, work on it again. And then eventually it becomes part of the set.
Now, question, what are you taking for memory? Because that takes a lot of memory skills.
You know what? I struggle with that. I have the worst short-term memory. I always tell people all the time, charge it to my mind and not my heart. I love you, but I really don't know I don't know your name. So it's tough. It's tough. And once you do your set over and over again, because I know a lot of people like say, I heard these jokes before. Well, you won't hear them again. And let me tell you why. because you go to see Beyonce sing the same song all the time.
Hello?
As a matter of fact, you, not only is she going to sing the same song, she might not sing it. Beyonce might give you the mic. You sing.
Hello?
So don't put me under the gun to come up with some new material every time. But I do write. I write often. I use my material consistently. But then also I try to incorporate something new all the time.
Now, what I learned when I started coming to the comedy club years ago, because I've always been a comedy fan, but I didn't know that comedians were actually, they were creating a show. Like, you know how you have these people that's naturally funny in your family and they just do, oh, they're funny. And so I'm thinking comedians just go up there and they just being funny. They just randomly picking stuff. And so when I would stay after, like, you know, had to stay there selling makeup and everything. And I'm just like, oh, they're actually, that's a show they put together and they do it the same. Girl, when I saw, I was just like, that's it? Okay, now I got it.
If you have a closer, you prepare yourself to have something in the middle, because you always got to prep yourself for maybe a hacker or a heckler. You have to prepare yourself for someone who is, who's the waitress might drop something, or there may be someone drunk in the club. You have to always be ready, and as I always say, have one loaded in the chamber so you won't be fumbling up there trying to figure out what now.
And that's what I was going to ask you. How do you deal with hecklers?
Study here.
How do you deal with hecklers?
Oh, I shut it down. I shut it down immediately. And then what I also do is I turn the crowd on them, because the crowd pay money. Mm-hmm. The crowd pay money. They don't want to hear the heckler. They want to hear me. So I shut them down, and then nobody else had the courage to do it again.
You know what? When I was watching, I started seeing the different, like, how comedians work or whatever. Then I think one other time I don't want to compare comedy to church, but the only reason I'm giving it a slight comparison is because I remember being at church and I had to stay all, like, for both services. And then I heard the pastor say the same thing. I was like, wait a minute, so all of these are shows? Like, it was just now.
It's rehearsed. I mean, I want to say rehearsed.
Well, that's what I mean. I don't mean like, you know, it's verbatim, but it's like, but then I had to think about it as like a school. If you're teaching your students, if the one student learned, you got to teach the same thing to the other students. So then I started understanding the process of what it was. Because at first I was just like, I thought everybody was just freestyling, because I'm a writer at heart. So I thought I was just like, oh, well, I can do this. I'm like, yeah. Well, I don't know if I can't say I can be a comedian, but I mean, when it comes to the writing skills, I was like, oh, they're actually formatting this whole thing to make it make sense on stage.
Yeah,
okay.
We put our set together so that and we have multiple sets. We have a 2-minute audition set. You have a 5-minute set, which, you know, open the act. You have a 7 to 10. You have a 30 or 20 to 30, which is a feature spot, and then you have a 60-minute spot, which means you're a headliner.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
45 minutes. I'm learning, honey. I am learning.
Headliner.
Okay, so now, how do you stay motivated in the entertainment business, especially during the quarantine time? And what are you doing with this new normal?
You know, it's been really tough to stay motivated, but, you know, that's when you go and recreate yourself. Like, I have literally, the last show that I did, I was on tour on the road with Martin Lawrence. So I had no idea that I would be sitting in the house 6 months later, right? March for me was a phenomenal month, and then it just shut down immediately. You know, you adjust. Life will throw you punches, and I always tell people all the time, it's up to you what you do with the punches that life throws you, because they're gonna come. You can make the decision that you're gonna flat fall out when that punch come, or you're gonna lay there. Or you can get hit and respond and hit back. Or you can duck and dodge that punch. But it's really up to you. So for me, what I've done, you know, I'm not gonna lie, wait a minute. I wasn't prepared for this. Punch? Life? What's wrong with you? Now, I didn't fall down. I didn't fall out. I've been swung on by life many, many times, you know. So what I did is I ducked, I dodged, I ducked, I dodged, to the point where, you know, I'm now online. You know, I have a show called On Live with Kiana Dancie. We shoot every day, Monday through Friday at 8 p.m. Right now we're on hiatus. We're taking a little break because we are going to go to a different platform. We were originally on Instagram. It started off with just a casual conversation with my
look,
and I have some very interesting friends.
Okay, hold on. Run that back one more time. It looked like you broke up a little bit. I didn't hear the last part because it froze for a second.
Really? I didn't know Zoom could freeze. I said, well, thank you, God. I have some amazing, interesting friends. I've spoken to or sat down on live with Eve, the rapper, all the way down.
What? You better keep on with it.
Yes, Lisa
Who's
Ray,
that girl?
Lattimore to David Banner. You know, I have some amazing friends. So it's been Killer Mike. So it's been really cool to sit down and see how people are adjusting. So to answer your question, I have been able to be continue to stay motivated by recreating myself. You know, as you stated, I was a national syndicated talk show on Sister Circle Live. And for me, I thought, well, wow, how would I get back in front of the camera? How would I have another television show? When, where, how, when, whatever, all those things, right? Well, I did it at home. Like most of us, we're doing the things that we want to do at home. You have to adjust based on whatever. Look, let me tell you something. Beyonce or whoever came up with this statement said it best. Life throws you lemons, you make lemonade.
That's right.
Period.
What I am loving about the millennials, because a lot of times, you know, people were hating on it. Oh, they don't do nothing but stay on the computer. Listen, they getting them checks and they know how to do it. Yep. So I've been told a long time ago, why don't you do your YouTube? And I started mine in 2018, but thankfully, because of the quarantine, I'm able to have the more downtime to create my baby. Like it's at the end of the day, I mean, I've always been a business owner, but now I can hone in on the other dreams that I have because I had so much downtime. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna do this, I'm gonna do that. Listen, quarantine has been good to me.
Yeah, quarantine has been, you know, I felt guilty even saying that because I felt like so many people have suffered from, you know, coronavirus. A lot of people did not see this coming. A lot of people weren't taking it seriously. A lot of people died. A lot of people lost their life. And when I was saying, you know, the quarantine, this shutdown has been good to me, I actually felt guilty. But I don't feel guilty anymore because, you know, God has a way of sitting you down. He has sat me down, sat my family down, and we have been protected. Thank you, God. And I plead the blood of Jesus over my life and my family and my household and my business. But we have been blessed. And I'm not saying those who died was supposed to die. I ain't in it. Right. I ain't got nothing to do with it. But it is what it is, you know. So my thing is, I've just been consistently pushing and praying and plotting and just trying to figure out what I can do to not only sustain myself, but come out of this situation victoriously. And that's the thing. You got to figure out, well, if you came out, this is the thing, if you come out of this the same way you went in, you wasted a lot of time.
Right. Mm-hmm. I knew I wasn't going to do that. I was just like, if I got to sit down this long, the biggest thing or the biggest benefit to sit down for a creative person is the fact that we're creative. If you're creative, oh, you winning in the quarantine. Now, if you ain't got no drive in life and you ain't never had a creative bone in your body, you might be suffering. But if you're creative, you got it.
And not even, and I agree with you, but not even just creative. You have no hustle. You know, some of us some of us are just employees. We are meant to work for people. And some of us have no desire, no drive, absolutely no direction. But again, if you didn't figure out something I don't care if you, you know, if you never thought about coming up with a sanitation company. Okay.
No, speaking of that, one of my very good friends, he's in the music industry and everything, but that's exactly what he did because of COVID. He was like, oh, we finna do this. And he came sanitize my place and everything. So that's exactly what he did.
You have to figure out a game plan because the listen, it's tough out here, but this is the time where you implement any business plans that you have. You lay down some foundation. This is the first time ever and I can ever recall that the SBA has been this free with giving away money.
You better say that.
Ever.
And then the percentage rate is just right. Come on.
You can't get those rates from your bank.
Okay.
Like just out the door. Now you can go through your bank. No, you can't.
Yes, it's just the stuff that you can get now is unheard of.
And you better take advantage of it.
I'm giving every coin they offer. So okay, what is the biggest challenge being a female in the comedy game?
You know, I don't think it's just a challenge of being a female in a comedy game. I think it's a challenge being a female. Period. We have a different set of obstacles and a different battle that we fight, period. Definitely being a female comedian in the industry is tough. And you were right to bring that up, considering, you know, there's oftentimes when I'm on the road and I'm the only female, or I'm in the room and I'm the only female, or, you know, on the show, only female. So with being the only female or the only anything, you already know what that can be. You know, a lot of inappropriate conversations, a lot of inappropriate approaches. You know, everybody, all guys, for whatever reason, I do not know why, when you on the road with them, something in their head say, she want me. No, she don't. You know, it's always those 8-9 knocks on the door, and you looking out like, I hope he go away, and I ain't gonna tell you why, but I see you. You know what I'm saying? Those kind of things. You know, there's a lot of obstacles that we just have to encounter, period. I recall one time I was on the road, I went out of town, and the promoter gave me my key, which I thought was strange. And I was thinking to myself, like, why would you give me my key to my room? So I immediately went to change my room, because I don't know if he made a duplicate of that key. I don't know if he had been in my room. I don't know anything. But so those are things that I, as a female, have to think about. We, as females, have to think about. John, James, Tony, they don't think like that.
Because you don't think anybody means you harm until they harm you.
And see, that's true. But as in the industry and on the road, you do. You always have to think. You look at everything through that third eye first. Because when you're on the road by yourself, or even on the road with people that you know and trust, it still can happen. So you just have to always have your guard up when you're out on the road. And then as a female, you just, like I said, we protect ourselves. And we're so nurturing and so loving and forgiving, and, you know, we're supportive and all these things. No, trust me.
Well, how did you get comfortable enough to even go on the road by yourself?
The check.
That answers that.
You need the money.
I know you need the money, but I mean, you didn't think about, like, well, let me just, you know, get my cousin to come with me just so I can have somebody.
Everybody's not available. I mean, when you take your cousin on the road with you, now you got to pay your cousin because they got to miss work.
That's true. And
then, I mean, I'm not a driver, so if I drove somewhere, I'll bring a driver. But see, that I stopped driving a long time ago. I bring either somebody gonna drive me, or you gonna fly me, because I'm not going. So, you know, I've always been a pretty confident woman. I've always been pretty secure, never been a scary woman. So it was never a time that I felt scared to go because I'm a woman.
Okay.
I just, and I mean, once it was like, oh, you going on the road? Okay, well, stun gun, you know, all the things that you need to do to take care of you. You know what I mean? But you also, it's the other stuff. Switch your room. Let your people know where you at. You check in, check out. You always, I have friends in every town. So, hey, I'm coming in town. I'm coming through. I'll be there. Meet me at the hotel. Meet me at the show. Da, 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 da. So you always speak like, here's another thing I always tell people, my female friends, always speak as if someone is expecting you there.
Okay.
So you ain't gonna cut me up and throw me in the trunk. Somebody looking for me all the time.
That's right. My cousin and Shay Shay and them, they over there in LA.
They gonna be at the hotel.
I know that's right. Okay, well, who is one celebrity that you look up to in the industry?
Funny. One celebrity. You know, I absolutely adore Whoopi Goldberg.
Okay.
I love, there's many. I don't necessarily idolize anyone. I do have a lot of respect for some. I have a lot of respect for Chadwick Boseman. Rest in peace to him. I have a lot of respect, especially knowing that he was dealing with, colon cancer, and it was quietly he was dealing with it. He wasn't out here talking about, I'm about to die.
Right.
You know, y'all pity me. He wasn't.
I know that was your boo. You always said you had a little crush on him.
Girl. Mm-hmm. But I tell you, I used to talk to that man every day. I used to be like, Chadwick, call me, when I was on Sister Circle Live. So it broke my heart to hear that he passed away. But you know, what I do really appreciate is that he did it his way. He did not, he didn't allow he didn't want anyone to feel sorry for him. He married his girlfriend. He did a lot of things that he wanted to do his way. And you got to respect that. And I just posted today, even though Black Panther was just a movie to some, and to some it was just a comic book. To us, Black people, it was an opportunity to see us for what we really are: strong, right, and royal and regal, and we're technical sound. We are smart. We're articulate. We're we come from royalty, which oftentimes get played down, and it was just really good to see him in that role, because he played.
I love the fact how classy he was and how humble he was, because the fact that he has a wife and kids, who knew that? But it's like, this is my business, y'all don't need to be in it, but I'm still gonna do these movies.
Yep, I loved it. And he played some of the best movies, the Jackie Robinsons, the James Browns, all the ones that made a great impact on us as Black people, and for him to have done it with such grace and with such, he took the job so seriously that who else would have done it? Who would approach those particular parts with such care?
Oh yeah. It's amazing that a lot of people didn't know about him until Black Panther. But then when you start looking at, well, I take it back. When he did James Brown, I think he was more noticed. But Black Panther was just that movie that made everybody say, okay, I got to pay attention to this guy.
And if you're a believer, you got to know that it was not mishap.
Yeah. All right.
Yeah, I don't know. This year has just been real tough because, girl, I'm so sick of talking about death. Every time you turn around, so many people are sick and dying, and a lot of people, I was surprised to hear that he died from colon cancer. I thought they would have, when they said he died, I thought they was going to say he died from COVID because
that's what everybody's stamping. Everybody was just dying.
Yeah, everybody's dying from COVID. And even in my industry, there's been multiple people who have been affected. Rodney Perry, Sanchez, Blackman, Mario Torre, Marlon Allard. All of these people are like Marty P. These are my coworkers.
Yeah.
Like I rub elbows with them. It's nothing for me to be with all of them or either one of them any night. And it's just tough. You turn around, you pick up the phone like, oh, who died now? You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
So it's going to be one of those things where when we look back at 2020, we're going to be like, man, 2020 was the worst year, from the presidency to the, your friends dying, the pandemic, and Kobe dying, and it's just on and on and on.
And what's scary about it is because you know how, like you said, if you're a believer, he gonna come like that, and then only a couple is gonna be ushered in. So with 2020 being what it is, it's like, now wait a minute, are these people being ushered in and we left behind? Because if we are, now look, I want to go too.
I want to go too. Right, don't leave me, no.
Let me. Who up there do I know? I need to go. Come on now. Because
right.
The hurtful part of anybody passing is just the fact that you lost somebody that we truly love and care about. But the only, I guess, the upside I see to it is they're not dealing with the hell we dealing with down here. Because at the end of the day, people don't think about it. We're in hell. We got to die to get to where they at. So at the end of the day, it's like we're mournful because we love them as a person, but we're not even realizing once they left this earth, they probably up there balling out, chilling. They with Tupac, Biggie, dancing, doing whatever they're doing.
Miserable.
and we sitting here still trying to figure out when that stimulus check comes.
Right.
So
come on.
I'm just saying. Well, with all that being said, who is your favorite comedian of all times that you would pay big bucks to go see, even if you can get in free?
I don't have a favorite comedian, but I do have of all time. But I have some that I completely adore, and I adore them all for different reasons. I adore Bernie Mac. I never met him, never seen him in person, so it made me sad that when he passed away, because I was like, man, that was my bucket list. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I love Cat Williams. I think he's smart, he's witty, and he's timely. I love Samore. Samore has always been the chandelier in the room. And always been that stood on her own. She's a smart businesswoman, always dressing amazingly. But the thing about her is Samore owns her tours. So as a businesswoman, she owns her tours. She writes her own checks, and anybody that's on that show, she pays them.
I did not know that. You better
the
get
Queen stands alone.
Okay.
So, like I said, I respect a lot of them for different reasons. I love Bill Burr. Bill Burr is funny. Yeah. There's a lot of different people that I just appreciate for whatever reason, just, different. I was never really an Eddie or a Richard Pryor fan. I like them both equally. Right. They're both funny. They both did tremendous things in the Black community based on the barriers they were able to break. But do they make me laugh out loud? I chuckle. But I'm also jaded. I'm as a comedian, you don't really laugh anymore. You're like, oh, that's funny.
You know what? And you're right, because it's like I said, even though I'm not a comedian, I've been around it so long that it takes a lot more to make me laugh than it used to. Now I was like, hey, that was all right.
Stuff I laugh at is me and my mama getting stuck in the car or getting stuck at Walmart in a buggy or something. Another comedian that I really like. I like I like a lot of the unknowns, people that you would never have heard of before because they haven't made it. So it's just one of those things where I'm just like, I love Dave Chappelle. Dave doesn't make me laugh, but he's smart. Yeah, he's smart. The way he writes make it thought provoking. It's like, oh, that's deep. You know what I mean? But every time when I watch a Dave Chappelle special, I walk away with a different sense of something. Whether it's urgency or I got to get my stuff together. I got to. You know what I mean?
Oh yeah.
Like, it's
this last comedy special was so, like you said, it wasn't like hilarious or nothing, but it made you think. And you might laugh here and there, but it did just make you say, "Wow."
Make you think.
Yeah. All right. Well, what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entrepreneur or entertainer?
I love the fact that you keep saying that I'm an entrepreneur, and I must say this. There's a reason for that. So I own a cell phone repair store. It's called CPR Cell Phone Repair. My address is 2200 Duluth Highway in Duluth, Georgia. And the reason why that's so important, because as we mentioned earlier, I was a national syndicated talk show host on Sister Circle Live on TV1. I've been in multiple movies. I've done this, I've done that. And I've been on tour with big names. But I thought that, that was the most that I was going to ever be. I thought that was going to be, oh my God, it's going to take me to the next level. But who knew that Sister Circle was going to come to an end for me? Who knew that the tour was going to end for me? Who knew? So had I not laid that seed, planted that seed of, sowed that seed so that when I got let go of Sister Circle, when they let me go and said, hey, this your last day, we replacing you. Guess what I did? I grabbed my keys in my bag and I got in my car and drove to my business. So even if the day,
you better preach on a Sunday.
You got to sow some seeds, baby, so you can eat the harvest, because you can't sit around and expect people to take care of you like you're going to take care of you. The only provider is him. But in the meantime, you got to work. You have to work. So when they was like, oh, this your last day, I said, oh, really? Oh, my heart was broken because I didn't see it coming. And I loved my job. I loved my position. Did I love the environment? Not necessarily, but I loved being there on that show for my fans. My dancing darlings were supportive, and they still are very supportive. They love me and I love them back. But when I tell you I didn't miss a beat, losing that Sister Circle money didn't mean nothing because I still ate. I had money. CPR put money in my pocket, food in my belly.
You're gonna make me lean today. Let me tell you something. You know how many people hit me up about after that situation happened? Oh, what you gonna do? You know that ma'am, I'm gonna be the same genius I was before because I had a business before I did that. So I'm just gonna slide back to my work and increase my hours because I was doing that anyway. Come on now. You don't better say a word.
And people want to know, well, why did you even get into a franchise, or why did you decide to do this? Because first of all, what people don't realize is I used to work for Samsung. I managed the 4th largest market in the United States.
You can give me that new note then.
Huh?
You can give me that new note.
I don't work with Samsung no more, girl.
You got a connection. You know you network no.
And let me tell you something. I have a technical background. My mother has a technical background, and so does my brother. My mother worked for LG, and my brother worked for multiple companies too. So the thing is, we had already knew what to do. And I broke my phone 4 times in 1 year, and that's 4 times at $350. At $350 times 4, I don't want to pay it. So if I'm paying it, guess what? Somebody else is paying it. So what I realized was, and I'll tell you, I went to multiple owners meetings. There's approximately 6 owners in this market, and none of them look like me or my mama. There are 2 Black women that owns within our company. 2.
Wow.
My mother and I are one of 2 Black women. I'm one. She's the second. There are 2 Black women that owns within this company. And when I went to my owners meeting, the question was always, oh, how not why are you here, but how did you get here? We thought we locked the door, but we thought we locked the door. And my answer was always the same. I'm here because what I'm not going to do is rely on nobody to feed me. Whether I go on the road, whether I'm sitting on stage or telling a joke, whether I'm sitting in front of a camera, being a host for Sister Circle Live or any other television show who Watch Me is coming, whatever is happening, I am going to eat because now I'm not nobody's mama, but I like to eat good.
That's right.
Girl, I like to order food. I like to shop. I like hair. I like lashes. I can't wait on nobody to feed me. I can't wait. I don't have no husband. Where you at, sir?
Exactly. I know. I've been waiting on mom. Like,
Where you at, sir? But in the meantime, I'm gonna be all right. So when they asked me how did I get here, I said, sir, what we not finna do is wait on you to provide for me. And even if see, let me tell you something. Rich people, millionaires, they have 7 streams of income. Mm-hmm. If you're relying on one, you behind. If you only got 2, you struggling. If you got 3, okay, possibly. But you better get 3, 4, 5, 6, because when that one go away, you can replace one and you can eat off the other. Mm-hmm. Period. And I decided that, during this time being in quarantine, and we opened up our store. We had a store in Marietta. We relocated to Duluth, again, 2200 Duluth Highway, Duluth, Georgia. We relocated here because it's closer to home. I could walk to my store. My store is beautiful. I'm in such a great place, but I decided in this quarantine time that I'm not going to let nothing in my past hold me back. Nothing. I'm telling you, when I tell you, baby girl, I'm taking the fire. I'm taking all the fire that I have in me. I'm burning everything up in my past. And I'm going to use that same fire to blaze my future. Nothing is going to stop me. Nothing.
I know that's right. Listen, I had to give myself a pep talk the other day. I was just like, you know what? I've been applying for this to try to get in here. And I was just like, wait a minute. I got my own platform. Get it together. The same way you started that business, start this one. The same way you did this, do that. Listen, you ain't said nothing but a word.
You gotta look yourself in the mirror and you gotta talk to yourself like, who are you?
Mm-hmm.
You know, who your mama?
I'll be in my bathroom like Issa Rae, like, girl, look.
Pump it up. Boom. You strong, pretty. You don't do all those things. You gonna be straight. You have that. You gotta talk to yourself. You gotta affirm yourself. You ain't gotta wait on nobody else to tell you you good enough. You gotta wait on nobody else to tell you grand enough. You tell yourself that. And once you tell yourself that, you got to believe it. And the day that you feel like you said something that you can't necessarily believe, go out there. Mm-hmm. And do something grand and amazing and prove.
And furthermore, you don't want to work with somebody you don't want to be bothered with. When you can create your own lane and you can create your own peace, the peace is my key thing. If I don't have peace, I don't want to do it. Yes, like if I don't have peace, I'm gonna say peace. Because at the end of the day, it's like, it's one thing to go to a job like, all right, I'm making that check. I gotta do this again. But when you can go to a job, I'm like, oh, I'm going to work today. That's all the difference in the world to me. If I'm happy about going to work, I'm gonna be my best me. Yeah. But if I'm like, I don't feel like doing it, then that ain't for me. I don't quit a job for not being able to find a parking spot before. So
right, and you know this. As an entrepreneur, you may not always get paid.
Thank you.
You may not always.
We pay y'all before we pay us. Come on now.
But you love working for yourself.
That's right.
Because like you said, if you don't have peace, you're gonna say peace. I love it. So here's the thing. You got to make a decision. What's more important to you? I work hard for me.
All day.
I work hard for me. I'm not gonna work this hard for you, and you don't appreciate me. The day I die, you're gonna replace me immediately.
Look, they will sit there. I'm gonna give you one little example. Well, people that don't know, I'm a makeup artist. I was literally working at a company. I was doing makeup. And it was Mother Nature time. I wasn't feeling good. I had to call my boss and say, hey, I'm not feeling good. You need to come in and get somebody to fill in for me because I'm sick to the point where I'm literally got a trash can here and I'm throwing up in the trash can. I am done. I can't do nothing else. Don't you know? 2 girls come over and say, hey, the only thing they did that was nice. It was like, you need an Advil or something. I was like, no, I can't take anything. I'm like, okay. Well, when you get done, can you do my eyebrows? Bitch. Everything I was like, you know what? This is why I know people don't give a damn about me. It's like, you got to give a damn about yourself. Because like, you see me, I could have been shot, but I mean, the point of the matter is I'm sick right here. I'm literally throwing up. And you're like, fuck what you doing. Pay attention to me.
You're not a priority.
Right. And I'm like,
prioritize you.
So when I realized that I was not a priority, that's when everything magically appeared in my life. Worry about you, then later.
Yeah. I got to give a shout out to my homegirl. This is her t-shirt. She's from Nigeria, and it says, don't jealous me. It's a phrase that they use in Nigeria all the time. Basically, don't hate on me. And shout out to her. It's Fash by Design, FASHBYDZINE. Cute t-shirt. She has masks and everything. I was like, baby, see, even her have a whole t-shirt line started in her.
I didn't look. Well, I've had a t-shirt line, but I restarted it again because of the coat. Look,
have to.
These entrepreneurs, we know what we're doing now. now we just putting it to work. All right, so I got 2 little more things I need to get you in here, and then we're gonna let you go. All right, we got to end it with a couple of questions. We got kiss or diss, but this is going to be the entanglement edition.
Ooh.
So, who would you rather be entangled with?
Come on,
Morris
man.
Chestnuts or Usher?
Oh, girl. Both of them have problems.
Listen, I did my ask about their personal life.
I'm gonna kiss Boris.
I said Morris.
I mean, you said Boris or
Morris Chestnut.
Oh, well, okay, sorry. Okay, yeah, they both got problems. I said that right. Morris, I'm gonna kiss because he's married. That's his problem. Because I don't do married men. And I'm gonna diss Usher because you know, girl.
What? Okay. Trey Songz or Chris Brown?
Who?
Trey Songz or Chris Brown?
Trey Songz like girls.
You know what? We're not doing this. Listen, that ain't none of my business. You just got to pick which one you would rather be entangled with.
I gotta choose.
Yes, that's how it goes.
Oh, maybe Chris. He a little rough and tough a little bit. Like, but I tell him to choke me.
All right. Forrest Whitaker or Bokeem Woodbine?
Who?
Forrest Whitaker or Bokeem Woodbine?
I don't know who that is.
You don't know who Forrest Whitaker is?
I don't know the last one.
Yes, you do. Bokeem Woodbine is Can't Get Right from the movie Life. You don't know. You know who that is. He done been, he was in dude, what's that movie with the slim?
I'm just gonna kiss Forrest in that eye.
What? Don't make me holler in here. All right, last one. Jimmy Walker or Flavor Flav?
Oh! Honey. I need to be able to diss this.
You gotta pick one.
But I'm telling you, something. Flavor Flav must have something going on because the girls was kissing him.
Listen, and he got about 1 million kids too, so there's something going on. So who you picking?
But that don't impress me at all.
Well, who you picking?
Who? Jimmy Walker.
Jimmy Walker or Flavor Flav?
Is my partner straight? Oh, Jimmy Walker is the one who don't like black folks.
Yeah, that's what I heard.
We're gonna go with Flavor Flav.
All right. Now we have a.
I feel like this.
Well, I didn't say how you had it. You could have kissed him on the cheek or whatever. I didn't say where you had to kiss him. So, all right, now we have our DAQs. Now, DAQ stands for dumbass questions. These are random questions I'm going to ask you, and you just give me your answer to them. All right. What is the dumbest lie you've ever been told that you believed?
He was going to leave her.
That's a good one. All right. If animals could talk, which animal do you think would be the rudest?
My dog. My dog give you that face like I'm not fooling with you at all. Like gone. Like nothing. I think dogs no, it wouldn't be dogs. It would be cats.
Okay.
Cats are nasty, honey. They don't care. They rude. Cats don't care.
I would say cats. I asked my mom that the other day, and she said, and I'm thinking she's gonna say like a cat, a dog, a bird, whatever. She was like, a silverback gorilla. I was like, what? And I thought about what monkeys be doing. I was like, yeah, they are some nasty little things.
Yeah, they will, but I think that cat might, because they always be looking at you crazy.
Mm-hmm. And they sneaky too.
Yep.
All right, last thing. What was it? If you had to rename the condiment jelly, what would you name it?
Condiment jelly. Grape sauce.
Peanut butter. What'd you call it?
Grape sauce.
Okay. And what is the weirdest thing you've ever seen in someone's home?
A statue of them.
What?
Girl.
They had a statue made of them.
A whole statue.
Was it a man?
You know it.
Narcissist. But okay. I know you had 15 million questions like, so you just making statues of yourself? I just was like.
This man loved himself too much. And I said, is that really you? So much I wanted to see. Show it to me.
Oh, okay now. Well, you didn't say you didn't say what kind of statue, but okay, I feel you. All right, now as we spoke of during the quarantine about how everybody was getting their money up and everything, I created a game called Sing-a-Doo.
Yeah.
So we're gonna play around. I'm gonna tell you how it's played. We're gonna play one round just so everybody can see how it's played, and you can see how it's played too. So what it is, you are going to you sing the melody of a song using only the word do, and then I have to guess it, and then vice versa. And then you're, huh?
Do.
Yeah, you can only use the word do. So, like for example, this I'm gonna pick a card. Let's see. So this is the card. So you'll have to pick whatever song, whatever genre that you want to do, and then then you have to sing that melody of that song. But you can only use the word do.
I don't know no songs.
Well, you better figure something out.
Let me say it again.
Okay, now this I'm gonna go first so I can kind of give you an idea how it's played, and then I'll let you go. So these are the different categories. So we have hip hop, R&B, greatest hits, Billboard hits, country and rock, and then on the back side we have sing-a-do favorites, TV themes, party and dance hits, and old school.
Okay.
All right, so you get 60 seconds to and I can get as many songs in as possible, and then once the time is over, then it's your turn to go. All right, so you ready?
Yeah.
Do 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 do.
How am I supposed to guess the
You
song?
supposed to guess what I'm singing.
Girl, I'm the worst. I don't know somebody's song, and
All
I
right.
can't.
Let me ask. Okay, let me make it easier for you. Are you good with what songs do you like? You do R&B, hip hop. What kind of music do you listen to? None. What about TV? I'm gonna need for you. Okay.
I don't watch TV.
Okay.
I don't listen to the radio.
All right. I'm gonna have to give some songs that I know.
Candidate for this game.
You said what?
I'm not the right candidate for this game.
I'm gonna give you one more try because you should know this, and if you don't know this, you just are horrible. Okay. All right. Do 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 do.
I kind of know the song, but who is it?
Old Town Road.
That don't sound like Old Town Road.
Oh, I'm gonna take my something down to the whatever the song is.
Do 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 do. If you need to say do 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 do.
I did. God, you're horrible at this. All right, I'm gonna try to get something that you know. All right, I gotta figure out how that song goes.
I don't know songs.
See, I'll never get that one. Okay, this one we should get. Do 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 do.
You on the butt.
Thank you, Jesus. Like if you don't know that, something wrong with your soul.
I was like, you should have said do 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 do.
What's that?
Do 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 do.
Twinkle Twinkle Little Star?
Yes.
I'm gonna need you to know more than nursery rhymes, man.
Everybody knows that song.
Oh my God. Okay. Well, I'm gonna try to go through some of these songs
and
see if you can do one. Okay.
I just guessed one.
No, but you're supposed to. I want you to do one and see if I can guess what you're doing.
Okay.
Let me see. I'm trying to find a song.
You looking at it?
Huh? I'm gonna pull it in the screen. All right. I'm gonna just ask. Do you know? Yeah, well, no, that'll give it away.
Yeah.
Okay. Let me see. Definitely ain't gonna know that one. Cause like you and your music, I don't know what kind of music you listen to.
None.
That's horrible. So you don't have nothing that like motivate you in the morning where you just be listening to it?
Girl, I've been listening to services. Down to the Bishop, T.D. Jakes, and Sarah
Down
Jakes.
to the Bishop. Okay.
You said you forgot I was a Christian.
No, I said not down to the Bishop. All right.
Down to the Bishop.
Now can you see these right here? Then
Okay.
back it up, move it up.
Up. Move it up. Go up more. Up some more. Okay. Go. Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yep.
Using
All
do.
right. Yeah, I don't know which one you're gonna do. So
Okay, I got it. Put it down.
you you know which one you're gonna do? Okay, go ahead.
Do 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 do.
That's the only part of the song you know?
Do 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 do.
That's it, right?
Huh?
I feel good. Lord Jesus. And see, ladies and gentlemen, this is why you shouldn't get Singadoo, because it's so entertaining. Even if they don't know the song, you're going to laugh at their ass. So if you want to get one of those, you can get it at singadoo.com. And please, Miss the Kiana Dancie, tell them where they can find your stuff, your book. Because, yeah, we didn't even talk about it. You got a book out these streets.
You know, I actually just went back and added a new chapter about COVID.
Okay.
Quarantine and the COVID girl. And I didn't have COVID. I thank God. My mother actually got sick. My pastor was sick. So, you know, it did. Girl, the COVID was sitting at my dinner table. You hear me? So, you know, I did. The book is called Bye Bye Bags, Laughing to Lighten the Load. And I discussed how I use laughter to heal myself whole. You know, here's the thing. We all are broken to some degree. We have to make a decision whether or not we're going to be happy. And being happy is a decision. It's not anything that you buy. It's nothing that you are born with. It's nothing that you pick up or someone can give you. You have to decide that whatever has been hindering you, whatever has dimmed your light, you have to make the decision that that is the last day. And being happy is a choice. You don't have to carry your baggage. I am a child molestation survivor. No more ever will I allow that to hinder me. No more ever will I allow that to make me feel shame. I ain't molest myself.
Right.
So, you know, I had this really, and I never talked about it just because I thought it made people look at my mother a certain way. And my mother did everything that she could to protect me. And it only happened once. It wasn't like I was, you know.
But your mother can't be everywhere that you are. You like when she leaves, all she can do is pray for you. She can't tell where you're going or what you're doing.
And literally, my mother said that. She said, Kiana, I did everything I could to protect you. I did not know. She said, but this is what I want you to do. I challenge you to start talking about it. Because the more you talk about it, you cut on a light, you'll realize that you're not the only one in the room.
That's right.
So, you know, for me, my book it's been so healing. I use laughter to heal myself whole. And I challenge people, when you can't do nothing else, when you done crying, child, just laugh about it. Just laugh. When that man, look, once you get your bag, and after that man been beating on you, grab your bags and get on out of there. Grab your good wig, girl. Get out, because you got to get out here in these streets and you got to look cute. Grab your wig, get your bags and your babies, and get out of there. And then when you have the time, laugh at it.
Now, we're going to talk about this, and we're going to head on now because I got another meeting. But what I don't appreciate is when a woman goes through a bad breakup and then they feel like they got to do the big chop. No, ma'am. You do not go bald because you got the man broke your sword. What, you going to go around look like a stud because he left you? He damn sure don't want you now. You better get your body snatched, get your butt in that gym, get the best weave you can, get them lips popping and say, here I am.
Here I am, as I will be. So yes, my book is called Bye Bye Bags, Laughing to Lighten the Load. We will be out in December 2020. We're going to come out this thing with a blast. And also, like I said, my store is called Cell Phone Repair CPR in Duluth, Georgia, 2200 Duluth Highway. Come see me. We repair all things mobile, from your cell phone to your tablets to your computers. Everything we repair. And your girl working on some things, got a podcast. You get to see me on my on live show. It's On Live with Kiana Dancie. For right now, follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter. I'm the same thing everywhere. It's Kiana. Last name is Dancie. And yes, I am the Kiana Dancie.
And make sure I'm on your podcast the next time you go. You know.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
All right. Well, thank you so much.
Absolutely. I appreciate you having me.